Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. First, the headlines. His Highness Syed Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed emphasizes the importance of the private sector to train national cadres and to provide opportunities to assume leading positions and enable them to achieve their aspirations in self-employment. The Sultanate completes all procedures of its participation in Expo Milan 2015 in Italy. And 25,000 job opportunities will be provided by Oman Convention and Exhibition Centre at the completion of its stages. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. A meeting was held this morning at the Cabinet of His Highness Syed Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers. Besides a number of their excellencies, the Chairman of Board of Directors of Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Head of General Federation of Oman Trade Unions, and their deputies took part in the meeting. It came within the context of continuing to support efforts exerted to upgrade the level of cooperation among various sectors and to enable each part to carry its responsibilities to serve the noble goals whose features were defined by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos. These goals stipulated to achieve harmony among institutions and sectors of the state, to arrive to upgrading levels of development and growth in the country, in addition to continuation to strengthen environment and circumstances of work to all employees in sectors of the state. These policies are firm and aimed to achieve justice for all, increase production and find suitable atmosphere for investment. At the start of the meeting, His Highness welcomed the attendees and referred to the government's endeavour to activate role of Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry and General Federation of Oman Trade Unions, explaining that striking a balance in relations among the three production parts comes at top of government priorities, which devotes its attention for citizens and to ensure decent living for them wherever they are. His Highness emphasized the importance of the private sector to urge all companies working in the country to train national cadres and qualify them, along with providing opportunity for them to assume leading positions, that besides providing sphere for small and medium-sized enterprises to get some projects and works to enable them to achieve their aspirations in self-employment. These matters attain continuous follow-up by His Majesty, and all bodies are required to overcome all hindrances that prevent achieving that. During the meeting, they dwelt on aspects of coordination towards matters that takes into consideration requirements of each stage and economic changes witnessed by international arena, as well as Sultanate's endeavour and numerous other countries to overcome their efforts on growth through spreading the culture of work and determining priorities to enhance Omani economy. At the end of the meeting, during which the attendees discussed aspects that serve tracks of development, His Highness praised efforts made by Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry and General Federation of Oman Trade Unions, wishing them every success in their tasks. On their part, the Chairman of Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Head of General Federation of Oman Trade Unions expressed their thanks for the meeting, for its positive return at the level of achieving further cooperation with the government, and make plans and programs successful, thanking and appreciating the continuous care and support from His Majesty the Sultan. In another track, they expressed some proposals that would enhance national work progress, and mechanisms were put for this aspect. His Majesty Sultan Haji Hassan Al Bolkiah, Sultan of Brunei Darussalam, received in Astana Nur Al Iman Palace today His Excellency Syed Badr bin Hamad Al Busaidi, Secretary General of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. He conveyed greetings and best wishes of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos to His Majesty the Sultan of Brunei Darussalam, who asked for his greetings and best wishes to be conveyed to His Majesty the Sultan. During the meeting, they emphasized the importance of strong relations binding the two countries and their intention to strengthen them and to exchange experiences and cooperation in various fields for mutual benefits. The Sultanate is completing all procedures related to its participation in Expo Milan 2015 in Italy, which will kick off in the 1st of May with the participation of 148 countries. This was announced at a press conference in Muscat today. It is due that the tasked companies are to finish equipping the Omani wing and handing it for trial operation prior to 25th of April. The Sultanate's wing will carry the title of Heritage in Harvest, Harnessing Sun, Desert and the Sea. Joint efforts of various bodies, committees and specialised individuals at government units, as well as the private sector, are in the preparation for the participation. Programmes will include acquainting with the Sultanate's achievements during the Renaissance era, publishing for the tourism and investment of the Sultanate. It concerns to achieve food security, political and media dimensions.
لا يمكن قياسها وتحقق أهداف
Lobsters are at the top of marketing destinations, as every kilogram produced has a market either locally or abroad and has a very favourable return. The wholesale has already started in the central market in Al Flage, and it is an opportunity for the fishermen. But the abalone faces marketing difficulties due to the reason that some fishermen do not abide by applied rules. That was emphasized by His Excellency Hamad bin Saeed Al Aufi, Under-Secretary at the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth for Fisheries Wealth, to the Sultanate of Oman Radio and Television. He added that with regard to abalone, legal sizes carry importance, as markets are looking for bigger sizes. During the last 3 years, legal sizes of the catch were smaller types and did not receive any saleability in world markets. But in the 2014 season, the trend became better and the sizes were bigger due to divers abiding by time and size of the catch, and the merchants were only buying the bigger sizes. The ministry has another role through the unit of pisciculture in the Wilaya of Mirbat. It produced 60,000 abalone pieces last year and transported them to the sea off the wilayas of Sadah and Mirbat to strengthen the resources. Providing consultancy services to upgrade and develop general goods station at Salalah Port topped the projects awarded by the tender board in its meeting today, which is worth 10.4 million Omani Riyals. Other awarded projects were providing consultancy services of quantity survey for Muscat International Airport project and Salalah Airport, as well as additional works to provide consultancy services for design and supervision of construction of Sahar Airport project. The tender board also approved technical offers for Circular Road and its related works at Knowledge Oasis Muscat. The meeting was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Rashid bin Assafi Al-Haraibi, Chairman of the Tender Board. A workshop called Review Laws and Legislations, Organising National Manpower in the Private Sector, concluded its works by issuing recommendations and will be announced by the State Council in line with mechanisms of its work. The two-day workshop covered the most prominent challenges of the private sector, topped by social insurance laws. It came out with numerous solutions will be viewed by the State Council. It tackled two main matters: national manpower, employment in private sector, and management of the national manpower in the private sector, and they were discussed in 21 work papers presented by all related bodies in this regard. The 7th International Conference on Health Issues in Arab Communities continued its sessions at Al Bustan Palace Hotel. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubai.
The third day of the 7th International Conference on Health Issues in Arab Communities scientific program commenced this morning with a key address given by Dr. Muhannad Hamami, the Chief Health Officer and Chief of Health Operations at Wayne County, Michigan, and ex-president of the National Arab American Association. Dr. Hamami's presentation on healthography was partly inspired by his leadership role in the Arab American physician workforce. The presentation discussed how geographic location, local environmental and cultural factors affect the outcome of chronic diseases in various locations. Different sessions spanned the health spectrum from metabolic and cardiovascular diseases, social epidemiology to women's health and promotion of cancer research. With me is Dr. Rana from CDC in the United States of America attending this particular conference, and I believe that you have presented a paper. We would like you to give us your impression about the conference that has been held for the first time here in the Sultanate of Oman.
Yes, thank you very much for the Sultanate of Oman for hosting the meeting about the international meeting on health in Arab communities. This is a very important opportunity to highlight all the priority health needs for the Arab world, and this conference has covered a whole spectrum of needs, of health needs, from chronic diseases to infectious diseases to also issues related to medical and public health education. My talk and my session in particular covered the needs for infectious diseases in the region, and this is a very important area. As you know, we have recently experienced outbreaks in the region, such as the MERS or coronavirus outbreak, especially here in the Gulf region, which has highlighted the importance of needing strong public health systems to quickly detect the diseases and respond to them very quickly and control them quickly.
In the area of metabolic and cardiovascular diseases, various speakers described the status of diabetes and obesity in various Arab communities. Methodologies were discussed to evaluate risk scores for diagnosis or for treatment. The role of surgery in mitigating these complications were also discussed. This particular conference, which includes scholars from Arab communities in America and scholars from Arabian countries to discuss various health issues, will bring a better understanding in dealing with those particular issues. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television.
Still to come in our news bulletin. The Public Authority for Consumer Protection organises an awareness tour for the consumers. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. Relations between the Sultanate and the United Kingdom and ways of developing them in security and defence fields were at the focus of the meeting of His Excellency General Sultan bin Mohammed Al Nomani, Minister of Royal Office, with His Excellency Michael Fallon, British Defence Secretary. They also viewed progress of good bilateral relations that bind governments of both countries and ways of strengthening them in all fields to achieve joint interests for both countries and their people. The view of relations in military fields and ways of strengthening them between the Sultanate and United Kingdom came at the top of official session of talks which were held at Beit al-Falaj camp between His Excellency Syed Badr bin Saud bin Harib al-Busaidi, Minister responsible for Defence Affairs, and His Excellency Michael Fallon, British Defence Secretary. They also discussed a number of matters of mutual concern. Her Excellency Maitha bint Saif Al Mahrouqiya, Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Tourism, today launched the website of Wijhat, the first newspaper specializing in travel and tourism, on the address www.wijhat.com. During the launching ceremony, she said that the tourism sector plays an important role in the diversification of income sources through the plans of the government to give more attention to this sector during the coming period, in a bid to raise the proportion of its contribution to the GDP of the future plans of the Omani economy. She explained in a press statement that the integration between the media and the Ministry of Tourism is important for the coming period. At a time, the Omani tourism needs a joint effort between all institutions and society to push this sector towards further horizons. She added that launching Wijhat website comes as part of efforts being exerted by the Omani media to contribute, along with the efforts of the Ministry of Tourism and other institutions, to promote the Sultanate's tourism potentials. The Ministry of Education held today a press conference on Omani Innovation Exhibition, which aims to develop innovators' abilities. With a wide participation from public and private sector concerned with innovation, the exhibition will be held from the 22nd to 24th of this month at Oman International Exhibition Centre. The conference revealed details of the activities and workshops accompanying with the exhibition, which is considered as a real opportunity to open communication channels between the innovators and bodies concerned in innovation in the Sultanate. Oman Convention and Exhibition Centre, viewed with its homogenized architecture composition above Muscat International Airport Hills after its construction operations reached advanced stages. The project will enhance the Sultanate as a global touristic destination and will contribute in activating interior tourism, in addition to provide about 24,000 job opportunities. The project plan stated that the inauguration of exhibition halls, car parks, energy centre and infrastructure will take place this year. The project also included a theatre, party hall, meeting rooms, business centre and 4 hotels. Coinciding with the activities of Gulf Consumer Protection Week, which started on the 1st of March, under the theme Shopping Awareness is Your Protection, Public Authority for Consumer Protection organised an awareness tour for the consumers. The tour aimed to spread awareness messages in all consumer aspects, in addition to road traffic awareness. The week came within the context of continued partnership and cooperation with Gulf Cooperation countries, where the Sultanate is taking part, represented by Public Authority for Consumer Protection, with the aim to unify Gulf efforts to expand consumer protection umbrella, in addition to enabling consumers and provide them with knowledge and skills to be very aware and to take up decisions upon consumer knowledge and awareness of rights and responsibilities. A video released by the Iraqi Defense Ministry today showed troops battling Daesh group militants around the northern Iraqi city of Tikrit. In the footage, Iraqi soldiers can be seen firing machine guns from behind a barricade and convoys of military vehicles on the move. The authenticity of the video could not be immediately verified by the Associated Press. Iranian-backed tribes have joined Iraq's military in the operation to retake Saddam Hussein's hometown from Daesh group. Today's military operation was aimed at retaking some of the villages in the Salahuddin province. According to a note attached to the footage, the troops were advancing towards Hamrin, Tikrit and Al-Alam. It also said the troops inflicted heavy losses in men and equipment upon IS militants. Tikrit, the provincial capital of Salahuddin province, is located 80 miles north of Baghdad. It was taken by the Islamic State group along with the country's second largest city, Mosul, during the militants' lightning advance last year across the north. Yemen's president proposed the Saudi capital of Riyadh as a possible venue for the resumption of UN-sponsored talks with rebels who have seized Yemen's own capital, Sana'a. The UN-mediated talks are aimed at breaking the political stalemate between the rebels, known as the Houthis, and Yemeni President Abdurrabbu Mansour Hadi. But the General People's Congress Party of former President Ali Abdullah Saleh has warned that it will boycott any talks held outside Sana'a. Around midday Tuesday, a suicide car bomber targeted the gate of a rebel compound in the city of Bayda, killing 8 rebels and wounding 22. The attack was followed by a firefight between the rebels and several attackers. Earlier, the Houthis also suffered heavy casualties in overnight clashes with Al-Qaeda elsewhere in Bayda province. At least 25 rebels were killed in 3 different locations, along with at least 7 militants. Dozens of miners were trapped underground and feared dead after a blast on Wednesday at a coal mine in the eastern Ukrainian rebel stronghold of Donetsk, with rescuers saying the chance of finding many survivors was slim. Mine officials said the explosion was not linked to fighting at the nearby front line in the war between Moscow-backed rebels and Ukraine government forces. Kiev accused the separatists of holding up the rescue effort by restricting access. Figures given by medical workers at the scene, miners and a mine official speaking on condition of anonymity pointed to there being about 50 miners still underground. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Highness Syed Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Sayed emphasizes the importance of the private sector to train national manpower and to provide opportunities to assume leading positions and to enable them to achieve their aspirations in self-employment. The Sultanate completes all procedures of its participation in Expo Milan 2015 in Italy. And 25,000 job opportunities will be provided by Oman Convention and Exhibition Centre at the completion of its stages. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.